Hello and welcome back to Bits and Bobs. Now this week I've bought a nice different array of British coins, from bullion British coins to old pre-decimal British coins as well, and even a proof coin to show you as well. So a big array, bullion, proof and pre-decimal coins, all coins I've bought this week, and I'll show you now all the lovely British coins that I've purchased for my collection this week. So here we go, here are the coins. I put them in this box as I always do, and I'll give you a sneak peek before we begin of what's inside. Whoa, very fast sneak peek there. So as usual, we'll go through from the worst to the best, in my opinion, beginning with what I think is, the worst, but not a bad coin overall. And it is this coin here. Let's zoom in a little to see it better. This is a very worn and damaged and corroded old halfpenny. Now, I think we can see the date here. Further zoom in might help you see it as well. I believe this is 1752. Or 1750, it looks like, actually. I couldn't quite... yeah, 1750, I think. A bit of a, hard to see date there, but overall, a coin that the design can still be seen on. You can still see Britannia there with her staff and her shield and her leaves in her hand and her main figure there. And then to the obverse, we have the portrait of King George II. Not bad portrait. It's not. You can see the eyes, the nose, the lips, the sort of the bust in total there, the laureate wreath in his hair, and the wording Georgius II Rex. And of course, George II would obviously coincide with 1750. So to my best guess and to my best research, this is a 1750 halfpenny from the reign of King George II, which is a new coin for the collection, and a fairly old coin, some good history, and for £1, who could say no? So there's the first coin for the collection. The next coin is a silver coin, and I'm sure you know what this is as soon as we see it. That's right, a silver threepence. Now, many months back now, I did say every single time I go to the antique shop, I will buy at least one silver threepence for my collection of silver. This one is quite a decent one, actually. It's from 1910. So rather than the more common George V ones, it is actually a King Edward VII one. So fairly cool, but a date I do already have in my collection on my date run. So once again, just for the silver weight, this is £1. It works out to be about 70-something pence a gram, so not terrible for this, for an old sterling coin. And I can now add it to my sterling silver trough. So let's do that. So here's my box of silver doubles. To the left there is 50%, and to the right here is sterling. So we can now add in this 1910 threepence into that side there. A little bit of silver added to my collection. There we go. Moving on now to some better coins. We have here the next one in a little packet here, and we'll zoom in again. So we can see I paid £4 for this coin, but what is it? Well, let's have a better look out of this packet. So as you may have seen, this is another coppery coin. Well, it is pure copper, and it is from, a better date this one, 1754. So a coin that is, closing in, not too far away from 300 years of age. So lots and lots of history in this coin. We have the same design there. This is Britannia, again with her staff and her shield, the sprig of leaves, and the wording Britannia around. And this is a farthing, so it's half the weight and size of the halfpenny, as you can see here, as there are two of these farthings in every halfpenny. So this is from 1754, and is again King George II. And once again, a fairly good portrait, as with this one here. These both cost £1, so every coin I've bought so far was just £1 each, so a good deal, I think. And we have, so that makes quite a nice pair of a George II farthing and halfpenny for the collection. Both new dates for the collection, so some George II coinage added there to the collection for £1 each. Not bad. I think my favourite is the farthing, just because the date is more visible, and this is more corroded on the reverse. But overall, a nice pair. Moving on now to some more silver. We have next an old shilling. A very nice coin. I definitely do like this one a lot. This is a 1 shilling coin with the Jean-Baptiste Malin reverse design, and it is from 1869, which is a fairly rare year. The mintage is there on screen, and to my memory, I believe it is less than 1 million made. So, a scarce date, but fairly scarce and sought after date for the shilling. And luckily I was able to get it for only £5. So a very good price, as in, it's in decent conditions, maybe a bit cleaned, maybe a bit scratched up, but overall, visible design elements with the crown, the wreath, the date, even the die number. If we zoom in there, we can see die number 12 above the 1869. And actually, from just that image there, a pretty crisp design still for the date and for most of the design, mainly worn to the centre there. And of course, 1869 is going to be a coin from the reign of Queen Victoria. There's a young head portrait by William Wine, perhaps a bit more worn on this side and a bit more shined up. But overall, a good coin that I can now add to my shilling date run. So So a new date ticked off, a fairly scarce date that I didn't think I'd get for a while, but for £5, who could say no to get it right now? So here we have the Shilling date run, tray 1 of 2, and if we zoom in here we can see 1869, a missing date. But for no longer, as I now have, as I showed you, the 1869 Shilling. So out with the paper and in with the real coin. There we go. Great feeling to do, to add another coin to the date run for a good price. Just get it straightened up there. There we go. Brilliant. So here we have tray 3 of 3 of the half crowns. And in fact, the only date missing from this, the only one I need still, is the 1970. Which is why I bought, of course, this coin to finish tray 3 of 3 for the half crowns. So let's now very carefully dissect this coin flip. And here is the coin, touching just the edges very nicely. Then remove this. Pop that one in there. Lovely. So 1967 was the last circulating year, 1970 was the last year produced. And I'll give you now an overview of my half crown date run tray 3 of 3, as of course this is the completion. A great moment for me in my collecting. As we can see there, this tray begins with the first date being 1929, with 1929 being the first date for this tray, then carries on the rest of the tray from 1929 all along the 50% silver ones into the Cooper and nickel, and now to the very final proof one there. So the whole set from 1929 to 1970 of half crowns. Brilliant, a great thing to do to complete this tray. So sadly for the final 2 coins, the actual video footage actually got corrupted and lost and the file broke down. There's one remaining clip I'll show you now, and I have to do a voiceover for the remaining part. These are older versions before 2013, as I say, and they are in fact larger. So slightly larger. They're the similar thickness, but they're just a tiny bit larger. Yes, so that is right, I bought not 1 but 2 pre-2013 1-ounce silver Britannias. Lovely there, with the sort of proof finish they gave them back then, and they are 958 silver, so more than sterling, but less than 999, and for that reason they're a bit less pure, and therefore slightly larger than the newer Britannias. And I believe they do hold a bit of a premium, but I paid just £24.50 for each coin, so £49 for the 2. So there we go, a lovely array of coins. I don't know what my favourite is. I do like the old 1970 proof half crown, of course the only proof half crown ever issued, and the final one issued. Although I must say, I do really like those lovely, big, shiny silver Britannias. So comment down below as always, the best coin you think I bought this week, and I'll see you again soon for some more coins in the future on Bits and Bobs. Thanks for watching, and of course, please subscribe.